So the year is coming to an end. I'm feeling very pensive, and I wanted to share something with you guys that really helped me grow professionally, personally, reduce stress, all these things, and really get more out of my time. And that was keeping a recording of everything that I did every day for a month. You can see it here. This is a list from one of the days. I literally, starting with the time I get up, every 15 to 30 increments, writing down different things that I was doing, whether that was going to the bathroom, whether that was taking a walk, whether that was working on something, checking Twitter, all these things. I wrote them down and made sure to do so meticulously so I could track everything that I was doing. And then after that month, I was able to go through and look how I was spending my time and being brutally honest with myself. And that's the key to this, being honest with yourself about how you're spending your time, because you might be on the clock working for 12 to 16 hours a day, but the amount of time that you take that's doing stuff that's not helping you grow your business and move forward and working on those big things that are going to solve problems or drive revenue. Checking Twitter and Facebook is not going to help do those things. These are the types of things that we want to identify, be honest with ourselves, and try to eradicate those from our schedule. This can also feed the conversation about hiring somebody to help you get these things done and who that person is that you should hire for what needs that you have, whether that's offshore, locally, what have you, but building a team around you to help you focus on the things, those big ideas that are, again, going to help either solve problems for your product, for your customer, or make more sales, right? Those are the things that we want to be focused on as leaders and executives in a company. And there's a lot of studies and data that show that we can actually only, as human beings, sit for 4 hours if you're focused the full time in work. So you do need breaks. You need to make sure that you schedule these things in. But what's also happening is that if you're stopping every 30, 15, 20 minutes to check Twitter or Instagram, what you're doing is you're stopping your attention and you're not allowed to go deep on anything. So you're not actually getting anything productively done. You're just kind of scraping the surface and you're just stretching out your tasks for days. If that's happening to you, you need to go through this process of auditing your time and schedule. So like I said, all you have to do is write down everything that you do for a full week, a full month, and then objectively look at it and say, where am I wasting my time? After you go through that, after you know those things that you're spending your time, that's breaking up your attention, that's stopping you from doing something. Think about this, guys. If you're, working on a blog post, what have you, but every 15 minutes you're stopping to check Twitter, then what happens is that then when you have to go back to writing your blog post, you have to do what? You have to reset your brain. You have to get back into the zone. That takes 5 minutes. So there's a buffer time between stopping and then getting back up to where you were that you're killing your productivity, you're killing your work by doing these things. And we need to make sure that we're eradicating these bad habits from our work schedules, especially as you get older, as you have a family and kids, and you need to spend time other places and actually have a personal life and not spend 12 hours a day working. And not just doing a to-do list every day. Like, the goal is not to get through our to-do list and check things off. It's to not have a to-do list. Again, it's to have these things handled by a team, by staff, and allow you to go out and focus again on those big problems. Like, what is it that you can solve for your customer or your client? How can you drive more sales into the business? So after you go through an audit, what you can then do is start to plan your time better. So something that I'm very adamant on is every day when I'm done working for that day, first of all, I shut down, right? I'm not just like jumping back on my computer to try and do one thing in 15 minutes. I understand and respect the creative process and the working process, and you have to actually sink into your work. You have to have at least 30 minutes to an hour of a block of time of undistracted work to actually get something productive done. So if you find yourself just kind of like jumping on to do this and do that, just stop doing that and focus on one thing at a time, whatever it is that you're doing. If you're at home with your family, with your girlfriend, with whatever it is that you do at home, just do that. Right? You don't have to jump on your computer and have it open, because then what happens is you're disrespecting both. You're disrespecting the work and the process. You're also disrespecting the person or whatever that other activity is that you do. So you have to try and focus on one thing at a time and really segment your work and your non-work life. So as I was saying, what I do at the end of every day is I sit down and I write down the things that I'm going to do tomorrow. I already have a plan the night before. So when I wake up, I'm able to hit the ground running and I know exactly what I'm going to do. On top of that, what I'm doing every week is I'm writing down 3 to 5 things that I need to get done that week. These are big things. And then what I'll do is I'll write down all the things that I have to do. And next to those to-do things, I try and find if there's someone else that can get that done for me. If I have someone on the team who can check the Facebook ads, if I have someone on the team who can do this, and I'm only spending all my time, ideally, working on these big problems. Again, things that only I can get done. And every week I'm realistic also about how much I can get done, because I know I have calls. I know I have to talk to my team. I only probably have 2 to 3 hours a day that I can sit down and focus on what those big things are. So knowing that, I have to be realistic about what I can actually do. And I set goals that I can actually achieve, and I can maintain a schedule. And that's how you build something over the long term, is every day you show up and you do it and you do it and you do it, but you make sure that you're working towards the right direction, actually getting things done and moving towards a plan that you have set up. So what I like to do after that is I'll actually on my Google Calendar, I'll schedule off those blocks for the next day for when I'm going to work on those things. So every week, every Sunday, I sit down and I write down those 3 to 5 things that I have to get done. Then what I'll do is I'll plan my next day. I'll plan the exact time that I'm going to work on those things. And again, that's why getting up early is so effective, because from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., 3 hours of undistracted work is when I'm working on these big things. That's why I'm getting so much content created. That's why I'm getting so many products out into the market. That's why we're continuously growing and building and scaling the blueprint, because that's what I'm spending my time doing. Those things that nobody else can do. And then the other things, I'll work with my team, offshore it, outsource it, or automate it. And then, of course, spending my time doing the things that we all have to do every day, calls, meetings, things like that. But again, just being organized enough to know every day what tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up and do is incredibly important. And again, it helps me to keep on schedule and stay on task. And after I've gone through this auditing process, I know what these distractions are, and I do my best to eradicate them. So if you guys are struggling with your scheduling, with staying on task, with your productivity, I strongly suggest that you do this. This is something that I try and push to Blueprint members, because the Blueprint is a big undertaking. It's a big undertaking. It's a big investment. It takes a lot of time to go through it. So during our learning plan that we have built for our students, we'll actually talk to them about how to audit their schedules and how to make time, an hour every day, to go through the Blueprint. So that way they're constantly moving forward and getting the training done, implemented, and actually growing their agencies. So that's all I got for today. Just, again, feeling pensive for year end. If you guys have any questions or comments or have a productivity tool for me, drop it in the comments below.